Hey Clydesdales, how you guys doing? So it's the day before the race, and I've got about 1,000 thoughts in my head. Clydesdales, you can do it. Okay, guys, so it's the day before the race. I've been pushing myself hard. I started this journey adventure August 10th, of getting myself worked up, and then I started the YouTube channel a few weeks later. I've definitely been pushing myself and going out, and there's been some ups and downs. I've had days where I just didn't want to go out and I still went out, and I've had some lazy days where I didn't go. When I had vacation days, and talked about in my last video, I didn't get a lot of workouts that week. It was hard to do on vacation, and so I've been pushing myself and trying to get going as good as I can. So a week ago, last Friday, I decided I was going to do a confidence builder and do a mini triathlon. Kind of like how in some sports and stuff, for the first game of the season, they do a team that they know they're going to destroy, just to kind of build the team's confidence and things like that. So that's basically what I did. I went out and did I call it a mini triathlon. I think it might be called the Super Sprint. I'm not fully sure exactly what it's called, but I kind of half-distanced everything that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I did a 200-meter swim instead of the 400. I ended up doing an 8-mile bike ride just because the route I took, that's what it ended up being, was 8 miles. Then I did a 1.5-mile run after the bike. I felt great doing it. I was able to push myself. I didn't take it easy. I pushed myself pretty hard. I definitely learned some things. First thing I learned, as you can see here, when I started my swim, I had the adrenaline rushing, I had everything going, and I went and I took off like a bullet. And man, I thought I was gonna drown. I sat there and I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna swim, I'm gonna do the best time I've ever swam. And I just let the adrenaline and everything get ahead of me, and I pushed myself really hard for those first 2 lengths. And yeah, they were probably the fastest lengths I've ever swam, but I could not catch my breath. I pushed and pushed and I couldn't catch my breath, and so I had to slow it down to the point where I almost ended up doing some rest strokes. Usually for me, that's doing a breaststroke to rest instead of doing a front crawl for just 200 meters, where I know I can do 1,200 meters without stopping, no problem, in a good pace. And so I realized that was a huge learning point for me. I realized I got to make sure I keep myself in check. Oh man, like I felt like I was trying to start the swimming all over again, is how it felt, where I just couldn't catch my breath, I couldn't swim, I had no energy, and I was shocked. I was actually a little terrified a little bit, and then as I kept going, I pushed and pushed, and I got through the swim, and by the end of the swim, I'd gotten back into my normal pace, my normal routine of swimming, and I felt good. I felt good coming out of it. My amazing wife did all the recording for me on my triathlon attempt. I got done with the swim and got up and grabbed my gear and ran out to where I had the bike and my pseudo transition area set up. Game plan was I had the bike transition area set up in one spot, but I wasn't going to finish there, so I was finishing back at home. And so I had the gear laid out, and as you can see right here, the gear I had laid out, I had my shoes, my socks. I use the energy gels when I'm exercising, especially I know if I'm going more than a half hour or so pushing myself. Mainly because I don't know if they really work or it's a pseudo effect, the placebo effect, but either way, they help me. I help be able to push through, and so I'm gonna be doing the same thing tomorrow as I did last Friday. I started the bike ride, I got going, and I drank one of the gels as I was going, and then near the end of the bike ride, actually I believe, I did it in the transition from the bike to the run. I stopped for a sec to let myself breathe, downed another gel, and then took off on the run. I like the gels a lot. So the swim went well, the transition went well. I got on my bike and took off, and everything went well on the bike. Super bummer though is near the end of my bike ride, I was sitting there pushing myself, and in the very highest gear my back is set, that gear broke. I'm not sure. It looks like the tooth stripped on it. Like I said, I'm riding a cheap bike, and so for my race tomorrow, I won't be able to go to the very highest gear, but that's okay. It's a flat course. I usually only use that on downhills anyways, and so I'll be fine. I don't think it'll affect me too much, but I was super bummed to have that gear. stop working on me and start clicking. But everything else is working fine, so I'll still be able to go out and do the ride. And you know, you roll with the punches. You keep going and you roll with what's going on. But yeah, bike went well. Got 8 miles down, and then transition from the bike to the run went well. Started the run, and you know, if you look up anything about triathlons, everybody's gonna talk about brick training. That's where you go from the bike to the run when you're training, and it's an important thing to do. I've been doing bricks for the past 8 weeks. I usually try to do one a week. I think there was a week or two in there I missed it, other than the vacation days, but I definitely was wanted to get my body used to that transition. And it is, for the most part, but still, when you got that adrenaline going, you're pushing yourself. I had, for the first about quarter mile, half mile of that run, I had this like a slight cramp almost happening both top of my calves, and that was painful, but I just adjusted my pace and my stride to where it didn't hurt until my calves stretched back out, and I was good to go. And so I was able to sit there and run, and I really didn't add. I added a couple. I think altogether I added like 20 seconds to my pace in total, from what I run when I just go out and run versus being the end of a triathlon and push myself. So it was really good. I was able to push myself and keep going, and able to complete the try. I gotta say, it was definitely nice being able to get that confidence boost, because I got done and I still had energy, and I knew I could still go out and run and bike and swim. And so to me, that was an amazing thing to do the week before the race, because that told me I'm ready. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kill the sprint tomorrow. I'm gonna knock it out. My goal is to be sub 2 hours. Really, I would be super stoked if I can get it in an hour and a half. I really don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna push myself. That adrenaline from a race is going to kick in. The competition in me, competitive side of me, is going to kick in, and so we'll see what happens. But my goal is to be sub an hour and a half. When you're racing, things happen. You have to roll with the punches. As you can see right here, I was getting ready to put my swim cap on that you guys always see me wear, because I got my gorgeous long hair, and as it ripped on me, and I was super frustrated. And I was like, well, whatever. So I ended up just adjusting my hair to hold it in place a little bit better while I swam. And it worked well, but you know, I was super bummed I didn't have my swim cap, because that's how I've always been doing things, is put the swim cap on, swim it, and I'm not necessarily going for speed, is keep the hair out of my face while I was swimming, but you know, I got to roll with the punches. Same thing I said with the bike. The very highest gear on my rear cassette, it stripped out on me, and I can't use it anymore. Que sera, just gonna keep going. Gonna do the race tomorrow, and I'll work on getting things replaced and back up and going after the race. I'm excited. It's fun. And guys, this isn't the end of my exercising. I'm doing this triathlon, and I already committed to doing an Olympic length with my brother-in-law's next August, I believe it is. And I'm gonna try to do one sprint, maybe even Olympic length. I'll see how I'm doing into the spring, beginning of the summer, and just start trying to hit 1 to 2 of these a year. I'm definitely going to change my workouts a little bit. It's not going to be just endurance stuff. I'm going to start putting some weightlifting in and working up and just being a well-rounded, healthy individual. At the end of the day, Clydesdales, just remember, make a commitment, push through it. Clydesdales, you can do it. We'll see you tomorrow at race day.